introductions is always the hardest thing.
It's always been the hardest thing.
Yeah,
I just do like
it's
4 false starts.
Yeah, is getting it going that's be the hardest thing for me. Hey everybody. I still didn't know what to say. Like, do you think I want to come over?
Or you want me to?
Peace and blessings.
You want me to?
No, because this one going on my channel, so I want to do the introduction.
Okay, I'm saying what you're accustomed to saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna say peace and blessings. I don't know what to say right now.
What you're accustomed to saying.
Hey everybody, peace and blessings to you, and I hope that this video meets you well. I am here with my mom today, spending some time in Sweet Annie's kitchen.
Yeah.
And this is my mom. You would have seen me do some dances with her, and you would have seen us do mom and daughter chats. And today I am going to be hanging out in my mom's kitchen, Sweet Annie's kitchen, and we are doing something new for me. We are about to make some capsules, some supplement capsules. And I just wanted to do a little talking with my mom for a while first before we get started.
Yeah.
And you will get to see our capsule making video on my mother's channel. Her channel is Sweet Annie's. Which one are we doing? Which one we put in on? Naturals?
I put in it on the kitchen.
So you're going to see that video on maybe 1 or 2 of her channels.
Yeah.
She has 2 channels. She has 3 channels. And 2 channels that focuses on naturals like health care and self-care and beauty naturals. She makes all kinds of stuff. So she has a channel called Sweet Annie's Naturals, and then she has a new channel which is Sweet Annie's Kitchen, where you're gonna get to see her recipes that she shares with everybody. And she also has another channel called Sweet Annie's Faith. So in case you want to go a little bit deeper and have some deep faith-based conversations, that is where you can find some of those conversations on Sweet Annie's Faith. She also does a lot of teaching on those channels. Like you recently posted a video about the RH blood type.
Oh, the RH negative blood type. Okay. Yeah.
So I haven't gotten a chance to watch that video yet, but I have that blood type, so I'm looking forward to learning some.
And I have it too.
Yeah.
So that's why I started with that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning something new. My mom did all the research. She did the research, so I didn't have to. So I'm gonna learn something new about that on her Sweet Annie's Faith, right? That's what it's on. Okay, so I just wanted to find out a little bit more about the stuff that we're going to be using before we got into the capsule making. Yeah. So how many times did you do this? She was like, really? That's the first question?
That's the first question you asked me, but you know.
Okay.
Truthfully speaking, alright, my youngest daughter does most of the work, right? And my eldest daughter know that my youngest daughter does most of the work. So that's the first question.
But they don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have you both, or how many times have you both done this?
I would say probably 3 times. Yeah.
Well, your oldest daughter just said 10.
My youngest daughter.
Youngest said oldest. Your youngest daughter just said 10.
She probably did it.
She did it a bunch of times.
But with her, I only did it about 3.
3 times.
But, yeah.
And what you like about doing this? What you like making your own capsules as opposed to just buying it from the store?
Because when I make my own capsules, I know what's in it. And I know it's just the powder in it or whatever. Or whatever I put in it. But when you buy them from the store, not that there's anything wrong with buying them from the store, but a lot of times when you buy things from the store, those things have fillers in them. So you might buy the Moringa. Oh, we don't have the Moringa here. You might buy the Moringa. Just an example, as I said, this is just for information. You would buy that and it might have fillers in it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I like making them, because then not only that, you get the full extent of the whatever herb it is that you're doing, you get the full extent.
You get it in its like natural form. Like
you get the full thing.
Okay,
right.
so the next question I have to ask is, did you do like research about making capsules before you did this? Like you found out the benefits from.
Yeah, I do research. I always do research. Like when something comes to my head, although it come to my head, I will still do research. And like one thing I realized in that, right, is that things would come to my head. I say, I'm gonna do this. But when I start to do the research on it, I said, geez, boy, 1 million people did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, but you realize, wait a minute, my idea isn't as original as I thought. Like, other people are doing it. You learn that other people are doing it.
Yeah, and
but also, you also realize that even though other people doing it, you still do it, with your ideas and
with
your
my
way.
with my way, my spin. That's why even when I do my recipes from the book, the Forgotten Home, when I do my recipes from that, I always say I'm doing it but with a twist.
Yeah, you're doing it your way and his way. All right, so what we have on the table right now is we have
some beets.
Yeah, organic beet juice powder, cold press. That's what it says there. Organic lion's mane powder. Natural polysaccharides. Polysaccharides. We have spirulina powder, rich in vegan protein, and we have
some
moringa. And we also have turmeric.
We got turmeric, but let me just say something about the turmeric. This turmeric is already mixed, and this is the same mixture that you would use for like if you could drink golden milk. And in case you don't know what golden milk is, just some milk with a teaspoon or so of this in it, and you could sweeten it with some honey. And they call it golden milk because it turns gold.
Yeah.
But it has in here is not just the turmeric. What I mixed in here is some black pepper, some cayenne pepper, some ginger, and some garlic. So that is what is in here as well. And they're all powders that I mix in.
Yeah, and what's the reason that you have to mix turmeric with other things?
Oh, well, really and truthfully, you only have to mix, you should mix turmeric with the black pepper.
Yeah.
And that is to help the curcumin. Yeah, however you pronounce it. It gets into the bones and it goes to where it's supposed to go. Because, so you mix it with a little black pepper to help that. But I put the other things in there just for added boost, because the cayenne pepper as well is good to help control your blood pressure. The garlic, the same thing.
Yeah. This morning I used one of your tinctures in my water. I used the cayenne.
Cayenne.
Spicy water.
Yes, but in my juice.
I think I read it because I have officially started on my weight loss journey. Like officially really started on my weight loss journey. Like actually doing the certain things and making certain changes at the beginning of this month. And I was reading one of my weight loss journals, and they had talked about adding more spice to your diet, because I forgot what the reason was, but it has health benefits and weight loss benefits. I forget what the reason is. So I was like, you know what? I have a cayenne tincture that my mom made for me. I'm gonna put some cayenne, and I've done it before.
And it's
So
good for
every
the
once
heart.
in a while, when I drink water, I just put one of them in my thing. You call it heart health tincture. Yeah.
Because it's good for the heart.
Right. So I drank that, and that was like some spicy water, but that's, you know.
But I can see,
It's good for you.
yeah, I can see the changes though, because I don't know if it's because you're happier or whatever, but I can see the changes, your face, your skin, your body, everything looking different. It don't look old.
Yeah, the same thing I was telling you.
Yeah, it don't
Like,
look
because
old anymore.
I have been, which I was just telling you, because we were just talking about another fun thing to do if you like our energy is to check out my mom's TikTok, because my mom, she just has fun with TikTok. And does some TikTok dance videos, and you know, I've been watching some of your videos. She started to do breathing exercise videos and just little things for fun. And I've been looking at my mom, and I've been looking at her face and her hair, and I've been saying this for like a whole couple of years now, but even more noticeable lately, how beautiful it looks. How her health, and I know that if you've heard me speak, you've heard me say it before, because I could be repetitive, but I have noticed how healthy her hair and her skin looks. And I have also been like making some choices lately to really be intentional.
Yeah, because if you start now,
how I take care of my face and what I put inside my body, and so I've been even using more of the things that you have made for me. You know,
being given a certain person.
Yeah, and then, you know, because I'm like, I told my mom, if you don't have the practices, then you don't know exactly how to incorporate it into your lifestyle. So I've had to be very intentional lately. I've had to be intentional. Like, I had to think about, okay, I'm gonna put this in my water, as opposed to just drinking water and moving on with my life. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to take these things, as opposed to just like, again, not thinking about it. You gotta be intentional. So I have been more intentional lately, you know. And one of the things I also share with my mom is that she made me in winter a thyme syrup, which is one of your own creations, right? That's something that came to your head.
But it's not my creation.
It's not original?
It came to my head. Other people.
Okay.
When I looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, just a little segue, I'm actually of the belief, and I believe, and I've seen things to confirm that belief, but I'm of the belief that we all connected. You know, we are all like connected.
Yeah.
So even though we might have an idea that you think is ours, sometimes, and then you go on the internet and you realize some people say that idea. I'm like, I never heard anybody say that before. I thought, you know, that I had my own idea, and then it turns out that other people was having that idea as well. So I really just feel like we're all connected to the same source, you know, and we sometimes get similar ideas and thoughts, but we just downloads, and just we add our own spin to it.
Yeah.
So you made me thyme syrup, and I again did not know how to incorporate that. Like, just to randomly go and take it and use it. I just didn't know how to incorporate it into my diet. So what I decided to do, a download, an idea that came to me, is that I was going to like sweeten my tea, my nettle tea, because you also give me nettle, you know, which we call bush tea.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah,
from Barbados.
From Barbados, nettle. So I started to drink the nettle tea that my mom had given me. I made tea with it, in order to help me with my allergies, because you said it was
an
antihistamine,
and it's good.
And I was going for the sugar. I don't usually sweeten my tea with sugar. I usually use the sweetener, but I just decided, okay, well, since it's bush tea, I can just go for sugar. And then this thought hit me. I wonder if my mom made me a thyme syrup, and this syrup, it got a little sweetness to it. I wonder if I could sweeten my tea with this thyme syrup. And when I drank it,
how much you had to put in?
I would say that I probably put in like 2 teaspoons, maybe. To be honest, I just poured it, but but if I was to guess, that would be. I thought I was to guess how much I put in. I think it's 2 teaspoons. So, so I drank it, and it wasn't bad. And there you go. I added that into my diet.
And that thyme is very. And I have a video up there on my channel, Sweet Honey's Natural, and the name of it is Don't Sleep on Thyme. So if y'all want to know the benefits of thyme, you could check out that video, because really, don't sleep on thyme, because we had that, we use that so much in Barbados, in our food. We always had it in the gardens, different things like that, and it was just a natural way of life to us, so we never knew the benefits that we were putting in our bodies from then, but it has so much health benefits, you'll be surprised.
Which is why,
and it's good for colds.
Yeah. Now we have to relearn how to add these things into our diet, how to make it a part of our habit and our diet and our eating, so to share my point of why I said all of that is that the last month or so, I have been consciously thinking about how I've been adding certain things into my diet, using things and making changes, and I think that it's really showing. Yeah. So I kind of looking forward to seeing.
It is because
where we're at, where I'm at, where we're at the end of this year.
What you need to be doing now is to be taking some pictures.
Yeah, I took a picture yesterday for my before.
Right.
My before on my weight loss journey.
Right.
So I've been doing that.
And not only the weight loss, but your skin.
And not only that.
I would say not only the weight loss, but your skin texture and everything like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta take a picture and watch. Just watch the day, because all I do is use and this is my shelf with my tinctures and all my tinctures that I made here. And like even Tatiana does that. If she got a problem, she come. And I see her this morning looking through. I said, what are you looking for? She said, I don't know. Right? But she just felt as though she had a little pain in her abdomen or something.
Yeah.
And she was looking for something that I have there to help.
Yeah. So I really appreciate it. So here's something that I would like to leave with y'all before we get into finding out about these things. I would say to take stock of the people that are in your life and what their gifts are and what what they are doing and how you can help each other out. Because one of the things that I am very appreciative of is that my mom is into her herbalism and her natural health regimen and that kind of stuff, because even though I may not have the time to do all the research, I can learn from my mom, and we were just talking about my musician brother and how I could, in terms of us using music in our videos, we could consider using that resource as well. So just take stock of the people that are in your life and how we can help each other out, because I feel like that is the times that we're in right now, where we are learning how to depend on each other more and not so much the system, you know, and the system, but how to depend on just go a little bit smaller, you know, in terms of the people that you rely on, like just to form a community and to help each other out.
It's true.
So I'm really, really appreciative of that.
Because
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I shared my videos, like me teaching people how to make things. Because I feel that if you have the time,
Yeah.
if you have the ingredients, it's something you could do yourself.
Yeah.
You understand? If you don't want to do it yourself, find somebody that will be able to do it for you or with you.
Yeah, because you will be absolutely surprised. Yeah. You will be absolutely surprised at what we are able to do if we really think about it and we think about how we could work together and figure things out, how we could get the information that we need to create the things that we are totally capable of creating.
It's true. And today I topped up my vanilla extract because it was like pretty low. So this big bottle here that you see here is vanilla extract. And this has a lot of, this will go to give a lot of people.
Yeah,
nice this gift. These were nice gifts.
Yeah. You gave us one for Christmas, and I thought it was so cool that I had a homemade, vanilla extract. And it is pretty good. Smells good and tastes good, the same,
It's pretty good.
Alright, so before our video gets too super long, let us just talk about these things a little bit. So you see what you know.
See what I know? You expect me to remember like everything?
No, we can just do the basics.
Yeah.
So, alright. Lion's mane. What's gonna be so good about making ourselves some lion's mane capsules?
Well, I am not as young as I used to be. So for me, the lion's mane is going to be something to help me with my cognitive function, my brain, things like that. Lion's mane is super, super, super good for the brain. And it's not only good for the brain, it's good for so many different things. But for me, I wanted to use it for the brain because there's so many people now that are suffering with,
brain fog.
Yeah.
Not lack of focus and
and that could be me sometimes because and I was planning to do a little video with that, not a video but like a little short because like have you ever left a room and go into another room to get something, and when you get there you can't remember what it is you came in the room for?
Yep.
Well, that happens to me quite a bit. But when I retrace my steps and I come back and I remember instantly.
Yeah.
But so the lion's mane is going to help me a little bit with the brain.
Yeah, I absolutely love stuff that is good for the brain and for focus because I used to, but not as much now. I used to struggle with brain fog and lack of focus, and I used to take things that I bought from places to help me with focus, and when I noticed the difference between when you have brain fog and when you're not fully focused and then thinking clarity and focus mind is vastly different. Sometimes you might not even realize how much you are suffering for lack of focus until you realize the difference, until you actually clear your mind, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I have not been focused for a very long time and I didn't even realize it.
And in this fast-paced world with everything that is happening, that's what is happening to a lot of people. because a
not
lot of
focused
the
and they don't
times
realize
what causes that too
Mhm.
is the pollution in certain areas. You know, it's just so much
Yeah.
because especially how they're cutting down so much of the trees to build buildings,
Yeah.
but the trees are the ones that, you know, help us with all the oxygen and everything that we need to get rid of some of that pollution.
Yeah.
Because I bought that plant there, the snake plant, and that snake plant is a plant that takes in all the different toxins and different things in the air. You know, so it is, that's so, for me, that is
So
one of the reasons.
to have that fog lift
Exactly.
and have that clarity of mind makes a huge difference. And I have have had the opportunity to not only experience that in taking things that had lion's mane in it and different things, ginseng and different things that are good for the brain and clarity, but I also had the opportunity of coming out of the city and moving into, you know, areas where there's not that a lot of buildings and there are a lot of trees and there's
exactly.
that
So you
clean
can breathe.
air.
Yeah, you can
And
breathe.
you notice the difference, you know.
It's true.
You notice the difference, and that
It's
has
true.
been such a blessing and a benefit to my life. So I really appreciate all my blessings. Beet powder.
Well, the beet powder, for those of you that might know as well, that is a good thing for your heart. It is a good heart health as well. And it's also for the pressure. It helps with the pressure because what happens is when you are, so I think you see it.
Yeah, you're staring at it.
Yeah, I stared at it because
And it's so pretty.
yeah, it is very pretty. And right, so what was I saying?
When you are sorry.
You see what
That's what I'm here for.
That's why you need delays.
When you are
Right.
It's good for pressure.
Right. It helps with the pressure because it helps with the blood. It helps the blood to flow in your body the way it should. So that is a good thing about beet as well. I mean, all of these things have so much different benefits, but I be only talking about like some main ones right now because we could go through a whole list of what these things are for. But the reason I am doing that is to help as well with the pressure and the blood flow in your system.
And I have mentioned this, so you might have heard me say it, but my husband has high blood pressure, so I'm looking forward to making the beet capsules for him. I'm looking forward to that. And spirulina, which is new to me. I don't know what spirulina is for or anything about spirulina at all.
Spirulina, I have a video up there as well on spirulina. So if you that's Sweet Honey's Natural. So if you wanted to know more about spirulina, I know they have like hundreds of people talking about it, but still, if you like our style, you could check it out. But spirulina is an algae, which is like a sea moss. Not really sea moss, but it is something from the ocean. So it would be good for your, like, to help with your omega. Stop that.
Right, so we just paused the video so we could Google it a little bit to take a little refresher, and I am amazed at this. I want to buy myself a bag. Okay, so from Googling spirulina, we have learned that it's good for oral health, anti-inflammatory.
And it's an antioxidant.
It is good to help with weight loss. It is good for so many things.
And it helps with the cholesterol.
Cholesterol, yes.
It helps with the cholesterol. and help to reduce the blood pressure level and the blood
That
sugar.
is amazing.
So if you are suffering with
Yeah.
high blood sugar,
Yeah.
it helps with that as well.
Yeah.
And just a disclaimer here, because we always have to say this disclaimer, that we are not medical doctors or anything like that. And everything that we are sharing now is because we are making these capsules, and then we are just sharing this information to help you in your journey to whatever it is you have to do.
Yeah, so like what we just shared is from Google,
Yeah.
from Googling it, and this just sounds like a miracle powder right here. This sounds good. I've heard about Moringa and how good Moringa is, and this sounds like it has like similar qualities as the beet and the Moringa.
And because
This is
it's an
powder.
algae,
Yeah.
it's rich in protein.
Super powder.
Yeah, so I had spirulina in the house, well, not this bag, but for a couple of years
Yeah.
now, and I have a video up there, as I said, but I mixed it.
Yeah.
I think I mixed the beetroot, not the beetroot, the spirulina and the moringa together, and made it into a tincture. So that was a tincture that I was using for a couple of years, but I am due to make another tincture. So what I did, I made a tincture with spirulina and beetroot this time instead of the moringa.
Wow, and when we are having this conversation, I am thinking about my family. I am thinking my whole perspective has just changed, because I'm thinking I could get myself these bags of powder too. I could learn from my mom, and I can make some capsules for my family,
Exactly.
because I have wanted to have my children and my husband on, good supplements. But we are a family of 7. And to purchase supplements for 5 children and then for the adults, that's that's not cheap, right? That's expensive. So
And then-
if we can make the investment into these powders and into the stuff that we need to make the capsules, and have more, able to make more than what it would cost us to buy a bottle of supplements, for 1 month.
Yeah.
That would make a huge difference to our family's health. So
Yeah, because you see, what we don't understand, there are a lot of things that we're not getting in our foods anymore. So even though you might go to the store, you might buy the vegetables and all those things, it's not like how it used to be when I was growing up.
yeah,
Because when I was growing up, my grand always had the kitchen garden, and they planted their foods.
yeah,
So, but that they were basically organic. But a lot of the things now that we're getting is not the same as it was in those days. So even though we might be eating the food and eating certain things, we still have to put additional thing with it to help it to work.
Our diets are not as balanced as they used to be.
Exactly.
And there's one thing that I used to notice for a long time as a woman coming up in the big family, is that I used to be irritated by this. I used to be like, why is it more expensive? Why is vegetables and all these stuff that are good for you cost more than the things that aren't as good for you? You know what I mean? But we don't have to go down that rabbit hole right now. Honestly, I'm really quick to say.
We're not going down.
I can just say that was one of my frustrations for a very long time, is that I wanted to eat healthier, but I couldn't afford to eat as healthy as I wanted to, because it was cheaper just to buy basic stuff that doesn't have the nutrition that your body need and your family need. And I always found that to be very frustrating. So I think that even though there's a lot of crap going on in the world right now, and it's noisy and blah 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 blah, all the stuff, it's still a good time to be alive, because we are learning and unlearning, and we have access to a whole lot more than we had before, in a different way than we had before. Could you imagine, you know, like 5 years ago even thinking about making your own capsules? Look at this. Look at where we are, you know. So it's all about what we're focusing our mind and our energy on, you know. And that's why me and my mom are focusing our mind and energy on the things that we can control, you know, which is our natural, our health, and working on our health, and then preparing ourselves for the future that we deserve and that we believe in.
Exactly.
So, Moringa.
Last one.
Moringa.
All right, Moringa. They call this the miracle tree, and that they call it the miracle tree because Moringa has basically 92% of all the vitamins and minerals, like the 102 that we need for our body. Moringa alone has 92 percent. And the reason I like Moringa as well is because it's rich in the fiber, and it helps with it helps you to be regular, because when you're going through menopause and all of that there, your body it doesn't work the way how it's supposed to work. So where, you know, the digestive system and all that there, but Moringa keeps you regular. And there's so much other benefits for Moringa, but I'm going to do this thing once again. I mean, there are most of us that can do our own research, and that's one thing I always encourage people to do. Do your own research. But if you were interested as well, I have a video up there on Moringa as well, because they call it the miracle tree for a reason.
It's helpful when you have some people that do the research for you and can help you with the basics. That's always a good place to start, you know.
It's true. And if you have a problem going to the bathroom, and the truth is, I would say about 6 or 7 years ago, it was my son that encouraged me onto the Moringa. And the reason, because of the whole issue of not being able to go to the bathroom, and his wife's aunt, I think she had a Moringa tree. Wow. So what she used to do is dry the Moringa, and then powder it, and then capsule it.
My gosh, that's
so
amazing.
She was doing capsules for people. For I don't know if she still does it. But when I was leaving Florida, Shane was telling me how good these capsules were, because he also suffered with the bathroom.
Knowledge is power.
And and he's the one that encouraged me onto that. You know,
okay, so that's one to wrap up our introduction video, talking about these things, because this is we kind of like cross promoting each other's channels. So the video where we are going to make these capsules, that's going to be on my mom's channel, Sweet Annie's Naturals, and probably on her Sweet Annie's Kitchen channel as well. And just so we talk about what we have here, we got this double.
These are just the
capsules that we're gonna put them in.
These are just the capsules.
And you got all this stuff from Amazon?
No.
Okay.
These came from the actual makers.
Oh wow.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. Which is called, I'm not affiliated by any, but this is Herb Affair.
Oh wow.
And they were pretty good, you know, in getting the stuff. I wanted like a more sturdy, bigger one, because this one uses 100 capsules.
Oh wow.
And
that's cool.
And you get you order when you order you order like for net skin to nothing. You know, the gelatin caps. So
Oh wow.
so that's
And
it.
this is double O or something? What,
Yeah, they're
double,
different sizes.
okay.
If you notice that some
Double
capsules,
O, the double OO in quotation marks
yeah,
or
so
00 gelatin caps, bovine source. This is cool. Okay.
yeah, so
All right.
All right.
Just showing this real quick, and then we're gonna wrap up. And if you're interested,
And-
the video to us making the capsules is going to be in the description. And if you are new to this channel, I would appreciate it if you subscribe and like and share and comment and do all the things to help this channel to grow. Go ahead.
finish. Oh, okay. So this is the box I came in, and it's called Capsule 8. And I love this because it's so sturdy
Yeah.
and everything. And I love the quantity that it makes, because when you get 100 capsules, that lasts you for over 2 months. Because we only got 60, actually 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, so because we're gonna be dividing them slightly, I give her the most because she got the most people. But I needed to get some as well, so we are gonna be making the capsules now. But as Letitia said, just check out that on Sweet Annie's Naturals and Sweet Annie's Kitchen.
And when we are finished, we are going to eat a slice of my mom's butterfly pea cake.
Oh yeah.
So you might get to see that as well,
And
a little bonus at the end.
And not only that, but in a separate video, of course, we are gonna, I don't know whose channel it will be on, but I'm going to make some butterfly pea lemonade.
Oh, I
So
had
we are
that
gonna-
idea. I wanted to do that. I was like, I wonder if I can make some lemonade with these butterflies. That would be so cool. Yeah, blue lemonade. That's fun. Blue lemonade for
Yeah,
summer.
because you don't always have to put dyes.
Yeah.
And dyes are not good for the children. They're not good for certain things. But children like to see.
Natural, yeah.
Children like to see pretty
That's gonna be
things.
so fun.
So,
All right.
all right.
So yeah, so stay tuned and go to the other channels and check out those videos. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Wanna get you right now. It's time me like bomb. Heart gon' speed so God. Splash on my